Hi guys, it's Miss Coconut. I'm always like so curious when I'm doing these videos. Why can't I ever look at you like on, eye to eye? I'm always like looking up in the corners. I don't know why. But today, for the energy of this week, we are going to just freestyle. Thank you for joining me. Today is the 27th of September, so this is the last week. We are pulling into the home stretch, and then we want to put away the butterflies and the flowers, and we want to put away the roses and mermaids and get really into the heart of the matter of why we are gathered here today for the week of September 23rd, because the seasons have changed, and now more than ever you start to see that time to deal with the shadow. Let's see what the prosperity reading of the week is going to be. I've really already pre-shuffled in the interest of time, and remember, everything is not going to feel like it's suitable to your situation. It's not going to feel like it's even beneficial to your situation, and that's okay. It may resonate, it may not. There's a few, 15 of y'all that's watching this video. And I thank each and every 15 of y'all. Thank you for your support. So it may just reach, 1 or 3, and that's okay. I'm just going to let the spirit use me, all right? So let's see what the theme is, okay? Let's see what the overall theme for this ending of September going to be. Ooh, child. Look at that. That's the misfortune card. And so I know right off the bat, a lot of you are probably feeling you can't take it anymore. You got to get out. The situation is too hot. The fire is burning bright. It's like you can't take it another second. You may be feeling like that relationship is just, it's too chaotic, it's too toxic, it's too abusive, and you have to get out now. It's like all the bridges have been burned and you have no choice but to flee. So this card is not only about what you've lost and dealing with the loss, but it's making a decision not to continue to be a loser. So let's look about what does this pertain to? Are we dealing with love here? Are we dealing with career? Are we dealing with relationship? What has burnt up? It's like having a tubal ligation. This thing is going to be burnt for the next 20 years, y'all. I don't mean to laugh, but sometimes when you're in the thick of things, it's like you keep dragging your feet until something happens that's so terrible, so traumatic, so horrible, you're forced to exit. And we are dealing with frivolity. And so the butterfly is all about changes and transformations. So this relates, the fire is about you. It's about you now getting fed up with your placement in life. You are not happy with how things have been going. Spiritually, you are bankrupt. There's nothing else. You've been given and given, and you're tapped out. You're tapped out. So you can't even be free to fly, right? Because you're burnt out. What are some barriers? What have been some barriers? What's causing the burnout? What's causing the misfortune? What is it that's in your life that's causing you to feel so overwhelmed that some of you are just ready to check out? What is that? I told you. There's the priest card. To me, this is the connection to spirit. You haven't been taking time out to feed your spirit, feed your altars, speak to the ancestors, whatever you hold dear. You have no spiritual time. And every single Wednesday for the last year, I have been preaching, come off social media, take time out for yourself to connect with your higher power, play some drums, sing, go out in nature, plant your feet into the bare earth, Journal, connect with your ancestors, light a candle, go to church already. Some of you really need to be in church. I just have to say that. I know we don't like to co-sign organized religion, but some of you have lost your spiritual minds. You have no peace. Sorry, my camera is shaking there, but you have no peace. There's no peace inside. There's no joy. You've lost your ability to be free. Those days where you were so light and careless, they're gone. You're not the same person anymore. You have to get back to who you are. And that's why you're feeling this internal struggle. That's why it's fighting and it's pointing you to the path of spiritual upliftment. But I have to say, this is not about going to church or talking to the pastor. It's about connecting to your higher self. So I'm going to pull some additional cards to find out what's next now. Now we understand why we're feeling down, we're depressed. A lot of people, as they go into the winter months, they start to feel depression anyway because the holidays are coming up, right? They feel alone. They don't have enough money to buy gifts. Whatever it is, you're in a dead-end job. You know you want to go back to school. So this is telling you it's now time to take time out for yourself. It's time now. Let's look what's underneath there. And that's the skull of darkness, blind spots. Anytime we see skull work, we know manipulation is occurring. Some of you have been talked out of greatness. You've been allowing people to diminish your light. You're not shining. They're working on you. We tend to think of witchcraft always as someone lighting a candle, right? But a lot of times the witchcraft just involves putting you down, demeaning you, devaluing you. Hello, lovers of narcissists. How many times you have to hear from them that you are nothing, you're nobody, you're degenerate, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly. How many times before you start to believe it? And you lose that light within. So, and you're blinded by love, you're blinded by lust. This is an intuitive reading, so I'm just going right off the spirit with it, okay? So these are some of the barriers that you're encountering and what has dampened that spirit, that beautiful butterfly. See, this is not the cocoon stage. You already escaped. You already did the hard work. You came through. You're beautiful. You lost the weight. You got the degree. You know, you did the hard work, but you let someone dampen your spirit. You did. You let them do it to you. You allowed it to happen. So you have to now counteract. You know, when you're driving in a car, you got to look. Look through the front, look through the rear, look through the side. Then you got to turn around like this and look to the side to make sure no one's in your blind spot. So that's telling me that there are people that's supposed to be on your team that are undermining you, and you have allowed it. You've allowed it. You've allowed it. Trick or treat. So we know that some of the Halloween tale involves the idea that spirits would roam the earth, and in order to subdue them, you would have to leave them a treat. And if you didn't leave them a treat, then they would have a trick for you. So what's it going to be? You tell me. How are you going to handle this? Are you going to fight? Are you going to appease? Are you going to subdue? Are you going to keep placating them? Is that a word? You know what I mean. What is it going to be? The spirit that is haunting you, the ghost that is haunting you, the terror by night that is haunting you, how are you going to trick or treat it? In the end, we all have to realize the shapes at night, the monsters under the bed. They look different when the lights are on. They do. They look different when the lights are on. Look at that. Wisdom. Mother Wisdom. Intuitively, you already know what to do. You already know who is dampening your spirit. You already know who you've been allowing to push you down into the muck and mire. You already know. You just haven't had the fortitude. You haven't had the courage to leave, to do something. But there's a message. You've been seeing the signs. The songs have been coming on. The feathers have been dropped. The pennies. The numbers. You've been seeing it. And it's now time for you to pay attention to what your spirit has been telling you all along. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, Om Shri Brezi.